Hello, beloved listeners, and welcome to Snake People at the Movies, film criticism by people who actually like film. Join us as we dive into movies we love, movies we respect, and movies we wish we could unsee. It's the podcast where we talk about growing up and living queer, nerdy, and depressed, online and at the cinema. From the kids who were basically raised by Masterpiece Mystery, it's Sneeple at the Movies. I'm Helena.
I'm Ezra.
And I'm Matty. Welcome back to the show. This isn't anybody's birthday special this week. That was a great introduction.
Might result in slightly less screaming. I've listened to like the first third of the last episode and I was like, oh, I got really hype.
I did too.
No, that's great.
I was yelling a lot.
Well, I mean, it's not like bad.
Everybody.
It was just like, I am in my wheelhouse and I am yelling about it.
I mean, also, isn't that every episode? Every episode is somebody's wheelhouse, and somebody's got to yell about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Like, you know, we much like we take turns having the brain cell. It's like, whose turn is it to yell this week?
Yeah, and this week it's my turn.
Oh, good.
Well, this week it's our turn, I think. But I think I'm also the person who has the most energy right now.
That is probably true.
Definitely true.
Yeah. So a quick roundup of what we've seen. Mm-hmm. I rewatched Murder on the Orient Express.
Nice.
The most recent one still holds up. Obviously, still fucking good. I watched Gosford Park, which is a 2000. I rewatched it. I saw it once, like years ago, with Ezra.
I fucking love that movie.
It had been quite a while. What a fucking cast that movie has. I forgot that I was watching the opening credits and I was like, whoa, hey, whoa, hey. Still liked it. We'll get into it a little bit later, I think. But I was like, oh, that was like that held up, in comparison to my memory.
Good.
And then watched Lady Hawk for the first time. Helen and I went and saw that with a friend of the show, Madeline, who was like, you guys haven't seen Lady Hawk? We were like, no. And she was like, all right, here we go.
I'm so jealous. I've never seen it either, and I was like, no. And I was like, I want to.
You will deeply enjoy it.
I'm sure I will, yes. But also I'm just
not
like, I want to watch it with my friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we're not gonna probably have time to do it over New Year's, but let's do an internet date to watch it all together or something. Good. I want to watch it again. It was so good. And then Helen and I, with a couple of our friends, they had a special pre-release showing of Knives Out. We went to go see it. Knives Out. Oh, it was so good. If you get a chance to go see it, we'll be talking about it later this episode, probably. If we get to spoiler territory, we will be like, by the way, if you haven't seen Knives Out, stop listening now.
Yeah, and like, at which point I will exit stage left because I, alas, have not seen it. Fuck you, Regal Cinema in Bellingham, Washington. They just...
fucked up.
No, look, they had like one show a day for like a few days, and I was like, oh, I don't have anything to do on Sunday night, I'm gonna go. And they were like, psych, motherfucker, we're not showing it on Sunday or Monday night. And I was like...
oh, jeez.
They just stopped, and then now it's like, it was in like, it was had like one show a day. It was really funny. I think it was supposed to be like Knives Out early release, but I have a picture where the marquee just says Knives Early, and I'm like, that seems like a bad like translation and then reverse translation kind of a thing. Like, that's what happens when you run something through Google Translate a few times. You get Knives Early.
What
Knives Early is the prequel to Knives Out, actually.
If you type in Thanksgiving into Google Translate, it comes out as Knives Early. And Knives Out is a very good Thanksgiving movie, I think, in terms of it's not about Thanksgiving because, whatever. And it's
but it is about family
coming together.
Coming together. Nothing brings a family together like murder, which is the tagline of the fucking movie.
Man, it's so nice.
In at least one country.
I'm so glad that Rian Johnson is... I had complicated feelings about The Last Jedi, but this feels much more like solidly in the territory of stuff I want to see from him. So
no,
it's also like
good.
just
feels
what
natural.
He wants to do.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah,
it's kind of like when, I don't know how much he wanted to do Last Jedi, but it's kind of like when J.J. Abrams was tapped to direct Star Trek, and he was like, okay. And like he did it and it was fine, but he's like, I don't really like Star Trek, and which is fucked up and he's not valid for that. But He did it, and then he literally went on the Daily Show, I remember, and he was like, I never really liked Star Trek, and Jon Stewart was like, excuse me, what?
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I just never really liked Star Trek, and you're like, I hate white men.
Why are you like this?
Why are you doing it? Let me do it.
And then he went and did Star Wars. Because he's like, I made it more like Star Wars because I like Star Wars more, and it was like, well, okay.
Okay.
But
whatever.
If you're happy... I'm not happy if you're happy necessarily, but you seem happy now, and if it's giving me good movies to watch, then maybe I'll tolerate it.
Then it's fine. Yeah, I'll accept it. Yeah, so that's what I've seen. Cool. I keep thinking I missed something else. I was going to rewatch Clue, and then I didn't.
It's okay.
I was going to rewatch literally anything, and then it's Thanksgiving week, and I work in a grocery store.
Yeah, yeah, so
I'm just a kid, and my life is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Love that song.
Thank you.
What have I seen? I've seen Lady Hawk. I saw
fucked up if you hadn't.
Yeah, pretty fucked up if I hadn't, or forgot that I had. Excuse me. It's like someone I could mention.
I'm sorry. I fucked up. I forgot because it didn't happen like this week, so I forgot that we had seen Lady Hawk, and Helena was like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh god, what have I done?
Oh, trespass against God. Just that. It's okay.
No big deal.
God, as played by Rutger Hauer. The Souvenir. I saw The Souvenir, which was fine. I don't really have to get into it. It's very slow, and I was just not feeling it. I think, and it was really hard to connect to, which is, I don't think she was trying to create a story to make people be like, yes, I connect to this. So I can't really fault her for that. It was just kind of, it's just a thing that happened. And I will connect that to something later on in the episode, because Tom Burke was in that movie, and he is very relevant to what we're about to talk about. I saw Knives Out, and I saw To Live and Die in LA. On Monday, because I had been listening to a podcast about an episode of Little Gold Men, in which they interviewed Willem Dafoe for The Lighthouse, and I was like, Willem Dafoe is so nice. And I texted that to my dad, and he was like, hey, we should watch To Live and Die in LA, because Willem Dafoe was in To Live and Die in LA. And I was like, all right, and I went to Movie Madness that day and rented that and the third How to Train Your Dragon movie.
All right.
So
there's your unusual double feature, everybody.
Double feature. If only Willem Dafoe was in How to Train Your Dragon 3. It would finally be peak cinema. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. It was, and To Live and Die in LA was it was fine. I think there was a point when it got really good all of a sudden, when it suddenly became clear that, like, oh, this is what this movie is doing. And I liked it a lot after that point. Before that, I was kind of like, okay. He's burning paintings. That's good for him.
Good for him.
He's like a counterfeiter, and he has this weird. He's also like a painter and an art hoe, and he wears like turtlenecks and stuff. And
that's sexy of him.
Is absurdly young in it, and like, yeah. And there's just like a scene, like our introductory scene to him is like he's like standing on this balcony in like 80s tight jeans, and he's like burning this painting that he made, and I was like, okay, valid of you. And that's it. That's all I've seen. Very fascinating, I know.
I actually have seen real movies this time, so good for me of the movie podcast. I went to both of these with my parents because, I don't know, I guess I just go to the movies when my parents are like, let's go see this. I'm like, I'll make time for that. We went and saw The Good Liar, which stars Ian McKellen and Helen Mirren, who are both obviously amazing. Spoilers, this movie is not that good.
Yeah.
Like, the actual movie itself, the first 3/4 of it were actually pretty engaging. But it went through like 5 twists, and like the 5th one was just way too much. And you were like, man, you had like, I was willing to play along, and now you just kind of like, you tried to pull one more thing out of the Jenga tower, and I kind of just flung my hands up and was like, fuck this. Because, you know, like, look, obviously did Ian McKellen, like, invent acting as a profession? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Helen Mirren a fucking national treasure and also, like, incredibly sexy? Absolutely. But, like, the fucking movie just wasn't that good. And it's based on a book, and, like, I'm sure most of the, like, structural flaws were structural flaws from the book. Like, it was paced pretty well, and it just kind of fell apart at the end, but it did have Russell Tovey in it, which is, like, a gold star, because I love Russell Tovey. He's great in everything.
Bless.
And then, also, with my parents, we saw Parasite.
Yes!
Which, like, again, I can't talk about, and you know what? I had no idea what that movie was about. I forgot. I, like, read a little blurb, completely forgot about the existence of Parasite. My parents were like, let's go see Parasite. And I went, I don't fucking remember what that movie is, but sure. Read the, like, you know, one sentence, like, this is what it's about. Went, huh. And then just got, like, fucking blindsided. That movie is amazing. It's amazing.
I know, it's so good.
It's so like it's actually, and it's so, the filmmaking is so, like, deft and so well executed as to be invisible. It's like incredibly fine hand stitching on, like, couture gowns where you actually, like, it's basically invisible.
Yeah.
And it's fucking incredible. And you should all go see it, but don't read anything about it beforehand. No, we mean it. Yeah, anyway,
yeah,
100%. So, like, The Good Liar, disappointing. Kind of made me go, movies. Parasite made me go, holy shit, you can do anything with the movie.
Yeah. This is why movies exist.
Yeah. Parasite, Ian McKellen invented acting, and Parasite invented, you know, film.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it at some point. I don't know literally anything about it. I've managed to stay, like, totally spoiler free, and I'm so excited because I know that that's, like, the ideal way to see this movie as far as I can tell.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm ready for it to just fucking decimate me.
I do want to watch it with you. I do want to be there, even if it's, whether it's in the theater or if it's at home. I really want to be there when it does that.
Oh my god! You. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yes, that's what we saw.
Nice segue.
So the subject of this week's episode is kind of like switching from, like, Ken Bren and, like, the stuff he's done into this. It's murder mysteries.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm very excited.
There you go.
We were like, oh, we're gonna go see Knives Out, and I was like, well, we need to figure out something for this Steeple episode. I'm not sure what, but it has to be something that we could, like, just talk about pretty easy. And then we were like, wait,
mystery solved.
I want to talk about. Yeah.
Sorry, I've been waiting to make that joke for, like, 20 minutes.
Oh my god. Do we want to just, like, get right into it? Do we want to talk about kind of, like, what our, like, past experience with murder mysteries is, or we just want to be like, fuck it, let's just talk about them. Let's just do it. Let's do the damn thing.
I'm willing to just talk about it. I think that our experience with them will definitely come out when we come out of the closet, when we get into it.
This is I feel like the only thing I want to preface this with is this is one of the few genres where I really generally only like it on screen. I don't really read murder mysteries very much. I like the occasional murder mystery, but they don't usually anything, like, I like the original Sherlock Holmes stories, but, like, full-length mystery novels have never really done it for me. Like, I've never really, and, like, I guess I've never really tried to read a whole bunch of Agatha Christie, and, like, at some point I'm gonna get around to reading the Lord Peter Wimsey ones, but, like, I don't know, yeah, I really just vastly prefer mysteries on screen.
Not to have, like, a super hot take, I prefer Agatha Christie stuff on a screen, actually, just because, like, sometimes some of her mysteries are, like, she was racist.
Oh, big time.
More racist than you would expect for her time. So sometimes you read shit, you're like, oh god, all right. So
like I would
someone
really
who reads
like
a lot of murder mysteries,
I would really like an update of this that had way fewer racial slurs in it.
Yeah. Those are actually not usually what I recommend. People are like, oh, I want a good mystery. They're like, should I read Agatha Christie? And I'm like, you can. just be aware of what you're walking into. I'll devour basically any kind of murder mystery under the sun. I don't really like thrillers, and there is a difference. There is a very distinct difference. And I went off about this in the Google Doc. Just because, like, when you're selling books, my bookstore had them under one category, and so people would be like, oh, I like mysteries and thrillers and stuff, and I'm like, okay, which one would you prefer I walk you to? Or, like, what kind of recommendation do you want? Because they're very different.
Yeah.
And thrillers just don't really do it for me. Because it's less about, like, I like a brain teaser. I like a mystery. I want to solve a crime. I don't know. So,
I mean, I don't really like thrillers in, like, reading thrillers either. I find that generally, and this is not always necessarily true, but I feel like with literary thrillers, I guess if that's the term I'm using, they tend towards a certain type a lot, where again it's that kind of like, as I've written here, you know, like some like ex-soldiers suddenly realizing, oh, the CIA is bad. What?
Yeah, and that's just not of interest to me.
I have to go rogue. I have to like solve this little murder mystery on the submarine, and I'm just like, oh my god, stop! Hunt for Red October puts me to sleep.
I have a weird, like, kind of trashy enjoyment of those kind of books. Like sometimes. Mostly it's because, like, there was one summer where I just read, like, my actual body weight in Clive Cussler novels. They're bad, but they're like popcorn.
Yes, exactly.
And so the way that, like, I like, and also just, like, I like spy shit.
I like it better when it's a movie, weirdly enough.
No, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Like, the Bourne movies, I'm like, this is what is happening in the Bourne movies is that, but I've enjoyed them.
Well, but they're, you know, yes. they're like well, you know, they're well designed, they're well put together, they're well choreographed, all of the action is very, like, high quality in a way that maybe, like, it's hard to convey in writing. Like, you can write good action scenes, but it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to make it so it doesn't get too complicated.
Yeah.
Also say, for me, part of it, too, is that a lot of, like, when you think of a thriller... And Helda, you made a list of, like something you called, like, a true thriller.
Which could be, like...
Those, I was like, oh, you're right. Those are all really good, actually. And we get to that in a second. But a lot of thrillers I've noticed involve a lot of, like, either... violence towards women or sexual violence or violence towards children, and those are all things that I just can't do.
Oh, yeah.
They don't raise the stakes for me. It just makes me, like, hyper uncomfortable, and in often cases is, like, just triggering, and I'm like, I just can't do it.
Yeah, no thanks.
So that's part of the reason I think that I just don't like them. But, like, the board shit is, like, not always what's going on there, so that makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, and this list of stuff, I mean... I think it's, like, I have here, you know, I have Parasite, I have Jaws, I have The Handmaiden, Mulholland Drive, and, like, some of these too would be, I think, also considered to be mysteries in their own way. Like, Rear Window is kind of like a murder, it's like a mystery thriller, but there's something that's, I enjoy about the tension building in movies. I almost just said, like, just Parasite by itself.
I mean, once again, yes, Parasite invented cinema.
It did. And so I enjoy that tension building that goes into that, but I think there's something about these movies that I've listed too where I think that there's just something else going on at the same time. Like, it's more just about like high octane thrills. It's more like slowly building tension to something deeply, deeply unsettling, which I really enjoy.
Like, Zodiac was like that. You put Zodiac on that list, and I was like, oh, you're right. Zodiac is a thriller, but it's a little bit more, like, cerebral.
Yes, absolutely.
I really liked Zodiac.
It's good.
It's a great movie. I really liked The Handmaiden. And I think that's a fair comparison to make, because that it's not just the like go action. There's something else, and it's a little bit more like horror. But like something that is a little bit easier to swallow usually.
Yeah, look, that's how I have like Jaws down here too, because I guess that Jaws is technically in some ways a horror movie, but I've seen it so many times that Jaws is more of a comfort movie for me. And so
I would say it's a thriller horror. Like horror is maybe like the subgenre. It's mostly it's a scary thriller.
Yeah, it gets its tension from horror elements,
from
I guess.
Fear.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's some of them out there, but again, they're and like Zodiac is still a mystery too. I just wouldn't call it, even though it is like almost literally speaking a murder mystery. It's not really the mystery.
It is a mystery thriller. I think that is one of those things where those do exist, and Zodiac is one of them.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's not like strictly speaking a whodunit, even though it like literally is, but it's not really about actually.
It's not about
solving
the whodunit.
Yeah, it's more about.
It's not a procedural really, but it's
more of like
is
a paranoia
about
thriller.
a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's about the paranoia that you experience when like you don't know who done it. I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And when that might be unknowable, like because some of the satisfaction of the murder mystery is the neatly contained storytelling. If you leave that as a loose end, it's like it spooks you out because it's not what you're expecting. Postmodernism.
Yeah, it's the fear of the unknowable, baby.
I just like did a little weird like woo-woo hand gesture when I said postmodernism.
I felt it.
I'm so glad.
I felt it. Yeah. So we're not fucking talking about thrillers.
You know what? Yeah.
Just to make that
frankly, all of
distinction.
that, and you know what? All of that shit aside, let's talk about how much we love, how much, as Helena put it, I like it when they solve the crime. I'm gonna just like you said it in such like a specific way.
When they solve the crime.
I like it when they solve the crime. Which describes both your opinion on shipping and your opinion on a lot of things.
Oh god, to be called out like this. So,
you did it yourself first. It was like 3 episodes ago, but don't think we didn't forget.
Yeah, it is true that's the only shipping preference I have.
Yes, I like it when they solve the crime. It's welcome to
Wife Guy, and I like it when they solve the crime.
Welcome to this, the when they solve the crime. And which is why I also like it when they solve the crime, and so it's like, oh, do you have a crime solving duo? Allow me to put my gay little hands all over that. I'm looking at you, Grant Chester. Also, Inspector Lewis. I can't help it. Yes. I've read so much Inspector Lewis fanfiction.
I'm sorry, my laugh just like fucking peaked there. I wasn't expecting you to just come forward and say it like I knew this about you.
Oh, I love you. Haven't gotten like I haven't gotten more than like 6 hours of sleep in a night in like 2 weeks. Like I'm not. I have gone past the boundaries of shame and also just like society. Hey, you know what's not on this list that I like? I'm just gonna wildly interrupt anything that we had that even like flirted with being a plan. Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
God.
Well, I could, you know what? No, it's okay. I can tie it into something else.
Yeah, the hetero version of I like it when they solve the crime.
Yeah. And Wife Guy.
And Wife Guy. Jack Robinson is he has been Wife Guy, and he is ready to be Wife Guy again. He just can't admit it to himself. Again.
And I support him.
Yeah, and we love him. Yeah, I specifically, like, there's a lot of good murder mystery movies. I feel like there's not as many as I would like. But there is such a great, like, wealth of phenomenal murder mystery shows. Like all three of us separately spent a lot of time watching, we mentioned them briefly, but like the Inspector Lewis, Endeavor, and Inspector Morse, which Helena calls the Oxford TV shows, which is like a perfect little wrap up of the three of them together, because all three series have characters that it shares, and it's really cute.
Yeah, they're for those like who don't know, they're based like Inspector Morse came first, and it was based on the book series by Colin Dexter about this crotchety man who does crossword puzzles and drinks and has no friends and no life except for solving murder mysteries. And that's Endeavor Morse. And then they made a TV show adaptation of it in like the 80s and 90s. Yes. And then they did a sequel series to it called Inspector Lewis. Or just
Lewis was his lieutenant.
Yeah.
And they got the same actor from the Morse TV show to play Lewis in the spin-off, I believe.
Yes. And then
it's really cute.
No, he has a lieutenant, and his lieutenant is Hathaway.
It's Hathaway. My baby.
And then there's a
man with a face made for murder mysteries.
It's true. He's our collective boyfriend, I guess, husband.
He kind of is. Also, he's just so skinny. Like, this is the comment that from Helen is just, the man is a walking, breathing Edward Gorey illustration, and I'm like, it's so true, and it works so good for him.
I'm so happy. I'm just so happy he exists.
A+, Lawrence Fox's parents, well done.
And then they made a prequel series about Endeavor when he was like a young man coming up in like the police force. And is it still going?
I'm not.
Yes. No, it's still going. It's just there's a long time in between seasons. He's got a mustache.
That's unfortunately how Masterpiece Mystery works.
He grew the iconic.
Yeah.
He grew the iconic mustache. And
well, that's
also
cute,
importantly, Roger Allam plays his mentor, Inspector Fred Thursday.
His dad.
And he's just
my dad.
Perfect.
Our dad.
As everyone who has ever listened to this podcast for like 5 minutes knows, we love Roger Allam.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
We be loving. Yeah.
He's just so fucking good on that show.
Yeah, so that's that 3 series, and then all 3 of us also really like Grantchester, which is a separate series based on a book series, which if you give me a second, I will be able to get the name of, because I have the first one on my shelf.
It's Sidney Chambers and the Shadow of Death, I think is the first.
The Shadow of Death,
something like that.
Which is God, it's so good. Okay, hold on. You guys talk about Grantchester while I get this book really quick.
I love Grantchester. Grantchester is about a priest who gets into business which is not his own and starts solving mysteries because he's a lunatic, and I love him.
He's basically just like an extremely nosy man who is like, what if I used the fact that everybody will talk to me because I'm a fucking priest to like solve crimes, and then he does. And he makes
and his best friend is like a police detective.
Yeah, and so and they're and it's actually like their relationship is really 3-dimensional and interesting, and they both carry around a lot of trauma from serving in World War II, and they kind of tentatively and with a great deal of 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and in a very, like, believable for the kind of ethos of the time period where they live, like, start to open up to one another and work through it. And it's just this really lovely kind of side plot that's happening along with the murders and things. It's a lot of fucking people getting murdered in a very... This is the other thing about, like, I love all of these shows, but, like, the murder rate is not that high in Oxford.
I know. My dad keeps... Every time we talk about Oxford, my parents joke that, like, I really shouldn't go there because the murder rate is just so incredibly high.
Yeah, you're like, apparently it's fucking astronomical.
It's like, only if you're a professor or a student. Otherwise, you're probably fine. Or you don't know any professors or any students in Oxford, then you should be okay.
Yeah.
Death around every corner.
Yeah, so the Grantchester Mysteries are by James Runcie. Runcie. The book is also, it's just as delightful as the show. I'm really glad I picked it up.
Nice.
I'm gonna like reread it, I think, actually, now that I'm looking at it. I'm like, I want to read it again. Yeah, God, all of those are so good. And the interesting thing about, I feel like emotionally we kind of tie them together because we like all of them so much. But Grantchester is different because it is like the main character does not work for the police. He is like tangentially involved, but his main role is that of like the priesthood. So and also there's just kind of an inherent difference in the way people talk to him and treat him and how he solves mysteries because he's not a cop.
Yeah.
My favorite quote that like summarizes, I guess, their relationship on the show is it's pretty early on. I can't remember what episode it's from, but Sydney is just saying, people feel like they can talk to me, and he looks kind of apologetic about it. And Jordy says, well, nobody ever feels like they can talk to me, which is just what you were saying, Ezra, is like, that's like people will talk to him because they trust him and because he's a priest, and that's his role in this village. And that's just, and their dynamic is like, Sydney is just, oh my god, I'm losing all of my words right now.
Sometimes he's really bad at being a priest in terms of like, that involves a lot of kind of self-denial stuff, and there's like this expectation that he's going to be a certain kind of like, like he's going to like put on his dog collar and immediately become a like sexless 65-year-old, like kind of just very chill all the time with like very, very delicate sensibilities kind of dude, and he is exactly zero of those things. But he's 32. He's 32. He's kind of a man whore, honestly. Like I say this with like all of the love in the world.
All the love in the world.
I love, like, Sidney Chambers is a teeny bit of a hoe, and I love him. And he, he has a lot of,
he struggles with alcohol abuse.
He absolutely does struggle with alcohol abuse. He has kind of,
he loves jazz.
That man really, really loves his jazz. And but he's also like, he's good at the kind of the like ethos of being a priest, even if he doesn't necessarily follow all of the sort of like trappings of being a priest. Like, he's very empathetic, and he's very good at kind of like, he's a good listener, but he's also good at kind of reading people and pushing them toward the like conclusions that they need to like come to, but in like a gentle way. And so it's just this kind of interesting like contrast between people are like, wow, like, you're really not what I think of when I think of a vicar, but it turns out you're actually a really good vicar.
Right. Yeah. The drama of him being a vicar is not usually like, I have a difficult relationship with God. It's usually like, I struggle with a lot of like the parts of being human that a lot of us struggle with. But that doesn't mean that I like am not like good at my job. It's interesting. It's a really interesting take on both that kind of character and also someone who solves murders.
Yeah. I have no idea what it's like now that he's left.
I know, I'm so sad.
It makes me very upset.
He was so good.
I love their love.
I know.
Moment of silence for Sydney Chambers. Okay.
Okay.
We're back.
And moving on. Yeah, they just, for reference, for those who don't keep up with Grantchester, the BBC show, the actor who plays Sydney Chambers recently left the show, and they moved on and replaced him with a different character. He went to at least film Greta Gerwig's Little Women adaptation at the very least. That's right.
Yeah. Which I'm extremely upset. I tweeted a while ago that if anybody had any screen caps of him from the trailer, please send them to me, and nobody did. And I asked that specifically so I wouldn't have to watch the trailer during my break at work. I don't do that, and I'm really upset with everybody who did not comply on Twitter. Who apparently doesn't have the time to screen cap non-existent James Norton pictures from the Little Women trailer. Shame on all of you.
I haven't seen it yet, if it helps, so it's not like I purposefully
I haven't seen it either.
Your desire for a screen cap. I just haven't seen the trailer yet.
No, I haven't watched it either because I'm waiting to be blown to pieces by seeing him on screen for the first time. I'm really okay. I guess that's a disclaimer for this podcast to be open about our bias. I'm really attracted to James Norton.
He's very attractive.
He's an extremely attractive person, and it makes talking about Grantchester objectively very difficult.
He is very good looking, but I will genuinely say that the single best thing James Norton has ever done for me is persuade Matty to dye their hair strawberry blonde.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hair inspiration for sure. Z, I'm assuming you made this point about the And Then There Were None miniseries.
Oh yeah, that was
me. Talk
about
things I forgot fucking happened.
I was thinking about murder mysteries, and I was thinking about how fun it was that the first time I saw the And Then There Were None miniseries, I realized that I didn't actually know what the fuck that book was about. So I didn't actually know what was going to happen, and then everyone in it was extremely good. Toby Stephens is in that. It's dope. It's from ITV, actually, not the BBC. Yeah, Toby Stephens is the doctor, and Charles Dance is the judge. And Aidan Turner is in it, just looking like exceptionally like fine in a like slinky and kind of threatening way. And like I know that I'm sure he's having lots of fun running around in Cornwall doing Poldark, and they're not making him shave as often. And like is he hot in Poldark? Yes. Do I actually want to watch the show? Not particularly.
No.
It's not good.
I watched the first couple of episodes. It was
Does he have I can't remember. Does he have his accent in that show? Do they let him keep his accent?
I don't remember.
Which show?
On Poldark. I can't remember either. It's very important that they let them.
Just let the man be Irish. Good lord. Anyway, but like that miniseries is like, you want to talk about fucking pacing and tension building? It's great. And also, there's just like good. A million beautiful, beautiful, beautiful vintage Art Deco clocks in it. Which is like,
oh yeah,
they're gorgeous. Whoever their production designer was for that show, just like incredible, just incredible.
I made a note in here earlier about how like, has there ever been a good murder mystery show that didn't have great costume design? And the answer is no. Because they always have really good costumes.
But like murder mysteries, like so much of murder mysteries rely on, you gotta have good atmosphere, you know? And like for on film, one of the big aspects of atmosphere is like, you gotta have a coherent visual thing going on. And so it really helps if you've got like, you know, and also like you got a lot of like moody lighting and shit. Good so like clocks. you gotta have good costumes and good angles on people. Yeah. I don't know. Go watch Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries and cry about how beautiful all of her clothes are.
It's gorgeous. Just fucking phenomenal.
I love Bryony Fisher.
Or like, yeah, me too. I'm so excited they're doing a movie, aren't they?
Yes!
I'm so excited.
I was literally, part of the reason I was so distracted when I was trying to talk about Grantchester is because I was fucking around in the Miss Fisher tag on Tumblr looking for Miss Fisher and the Crypt of Tears pictures, if there are any more, please God, because, oh my God, the teasers I have been given thus far are delicious, and I am very excited.
sneakblockthemovies@gmail.com. If you have any hot tips about the new Miss Fisher's movie, please send them our way.
If your name is Essie Davis or Nathan Page and you would like to send us a screener for Miss Fisher and the Crypt of Tears, please hit us up.
Just let us know.
Let us know. It's fine. So as you can. Thank you. If you listen.
Yeah, please. You know, it's fine if it doesn't, but, you know, if it does, that would be nice. Murder on the Orient Express also, like, God, what a visual stunner that is. Specifically, like, the camera angles. Every single fucking time I watch it, we get to that point where they realize there's a dead man, and you get the over the head shot of them in the train car. Yeah, where they open the door, but you don't see inside the cart. You just see them going in and out and discussing. And I was sitting there rewatching it with Leia, and I was like, God, this is so good. And she's like, I know. And I'm like, it's so good, though. Look at this. And she's like, I know.
Yeah, I remember thinking about that when I first saw it. there was something about that shot in particular where I was like, it was so perfect because this is just like how Poirot sees things. It's just, this is how his mind works, and it's like a little puzzle box looking at things from above. And I haven't really seen, because, I really like TV murder mysteries and David Suchet and the television Poirot adaptations, but not a whole lot of them are very risky or stylistic in terms of camera work, so it's mostly just like, here's the writing and the acting, and it looks fine, like it's not ugly, but it's mostly about that rather than any kind of stylistic.
No, it's efficient.
Yeah. So seeing a lot of that stuff. No, it's fine for it's fine for what it is, but it's nice seeing that in a film adaptation.
Yeah, they made great use of the fact that it takes place on a train.
Yes.
Like the use of the space was really nice.
Bottle episode.
I know I love those kinds of mysteries.
Episode,
the ones where
it's a whole movie.
Bottle episode, but it's the whole thing.
It's just uncomplicatedly wonderful.
Oh god, that's probably why I was gonna say that's why I love murder mysteries that are like we're all on a boat together, a train, and then we're on like an island, and like there's a murder happening and it had to be someone here. There's literally no other way that it couldn't. So I just love that shit.
Yeah. Ugh.
I love the shit out of it. I love the I love the sort of just unavoidable paranoia that it generates in all of the characters, where you're like, it has to be one of us.
It's like how I like isolation horror.
Yeah,
it's the exact same thing.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
I'm wondering which, because I know that the term like bottle episode originated from Star Trek. I'm trying to think if there was like an episode of Star Trek that it came from. I want to say it's the one. God, I can't remember the name of it. It's the one where there's two Kirks.
I mean, I can look it up if you give me a sec. I could probably find it on TV Tropes real quick.
Yeah. There's a TV Tropes thing too. Because there's lots of Star Trek episodes like that too, as well. Even if it's like not a murder mystery, but I love bottle episodes so much.
I love the creativity that it forces. Like you have to get creative in order to pull off a high quality bottle episode. You've got to think, you have to use, you have limited resources and you have to use them to their best advantage. And I think that that's really satisfying.
I think that this is kind of relation to the heist episode that we did a while back, but that's part of the reason why I really appreciate Reservoir Dogs as, one of the good Quentin Tarantino films, because even though they do kind of go out of that environment a couple of times, there's, it's kind of forced to be within this environment, it's kind of restricted in terms of how much money he had later on. Like, it's a budget thing, partly, because we can only film in so many locations.
I mean, bottle episodes usually are a budget thing, so
yeah, that's true. But you can only afford to film in these certain places and during these times of days, and you can't really spend so much time or money on expensive set building and locations and that kind of thing. So I think it's kind of good for a young filmmaker or a young writer to kind of as an exercise to kind of force yourself to work within those limits.
Well, and I think that it also, especially with TV shows, I would imagine that it makes you collaborate harder, because one of the things that you probably can't do is bring in anybody new. You have who you have. And especially in terms of you have your cast, maybe it's time to push those characters to do something new rather than bringing in something outside to act on them.
I just realized we haven't defined bottle episodes.
Oh shit, my bad.
If somebody doesn't know what the fuck that means, maybe we should define for them really quick what we're talking about.
Good plan.
Sure.
It's the television version of a ship in a bottle, where you have it is you do an episode of the show that is usually restricted to one location, one like small location. Like if you trapped everybody in an elevator for the whole episode, that would be a bottle episode. Yeah. There's no outside stimulus.
If you've seen the Doctor Who episode Midnight, that's a bottle episode.
Yeah, where they're stuck on a train.
They're stuck on a train in space. The Breaking Bad episode, I think it's like Fly. So the one where they're trying to kill the fly for the entire time and they're like trapped in a meth lab. And for those of you who have seen Breaking Bad, that's a bottle episode, and also like coincidentally or not, one of the best episodes of the whole show. I just had something else too. I guess like the movie Lifeboat. That's like an Alfred Hitchcock movie, but same kind of thing. Like we're all on a lifeboat, and there's a murder.
Oh god, I hate that I'm about to go here, but they're like one of the Firefly episodes is that, but my brain can't come up with which one.
Yes.
Neither can I. But yes,
is it Out of Gas?
Also.
I think it is. Well, one of my favorite episodes of Firefly. Yeah.
I mean, Out of Gas is like just also that's my favorite Firefly episode.
Yeah, yes, Out of Gas is the best Firefly.
I don't know why we're talking. That's not a wow. None of these things are murder mysteries, but you know what? It's our podcast, and I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
No, I was about to just go. We're just gonna start talking about Out of Gas, and I don't need to do that. So yeah, that's kind of a summation of what that means when we're talking about something like this. So ergo, inherently, a lot of those kinds of style of murder mysteries just are something like that. Specifically, I would say like locked room murder mysteries also tend to follow that line because all of the mystery is surrounding one single room. Mm-hmm. Like everything had to take place involving this room because there was a body inside a locked room, so obviously like there's not really anything going on in the rest of the house or wherever they are. Mm-hmm. I'm just now realizing that a lot of murder mysteries revolve around something similar to a bottle episode.
Yeah,
or at least the ones that I like.
Yeah.
Wow, revelations.
There's a list of an AV compiled list of like the 20 best like bottle episodes, which includes some stuff that we've already mentioned that we can like link when we drop this in case people are still like, oh, what that is.
Yeah, drop me the link.
Yeah, it's an old article, but it's still
it's all right.
Revelatory. Anyway, yeah, bottle episodes.
Episodes, they're good.
Love them. Rear Window is also something of a bottle episode in a way because he is trapped
on a train.
Yeah,
a lot of these are on trains, which like, you know why that works so great on movies is because they naturally move horizontally either left to right or right to left. It's a good that is a thing that reads well on film. You can have a camera move up and down a train, and it's easy for the audience to maintain their sense of place. Mm-hmm. Like that fucking, what was that god-awful bizarre shit that we watched for the,
the thing that we watched for the
showcase.
Oh my god, what was it?
What?
The second Infinity Break showcase.
Yeah, the one that...
Horror Express.
Yeah, there you go. Like, that is also kind of... I mean, that's like the supernatural version of it's a train mystery. I love how that's a whole ass subgenre, and you know what? I love the aesthetics of trains,
and I love train mysteries.
I'm a happy fucking camper.
Mm-hmm. I'm really excited for Death on the Nile, which is the next Ken Bren. Did you see the thing I sent y'all that was like, this is the release date? It's like October 6th, 2020 is the release date for that. Because it's the same shit, but it's on a fucking boat this time. And I'm like, fuck yeah. Love a boat mystery.
Do we want to just talk about Murder on the Orient Express for a second? Like, I feel like we specifically didn't talk about it last week.
We didn't talk about it. I'd be down.
I'm just gonna gush about. So, like I said last time, I own 2 Blu-rays, and one of them is Murder on the Orient Express, directed by Kenneth Branagh. Mm-hmm. Only like a 17% because I think it was actually cheaper than buying the DVD for some reason, and I just like knew that I wanted to own it. But like, I had this great experience where I didn't actually know the plot of Murder on the Orient Express before I saw that movie.
Oh, wow.
Neither did I.
I'd never read it. I'd never seen the very famous and the original very famous and star-studded film adaptation of it. I had no fucking idea. So all of the twists were actually...
We went to go see it together.
Maddie and I went to go see it together, like, in Seattle in the middle of the day or something.
Yeah.
We, like, met up in Seattle. We were like, fuck it, we're gonna go see this. And then we just, like, lost our fucking... We were, like, almost the only people in the movie theater. And we just, like, lost our fucking minds. Because it made, like... Talk about a movie that, like, when I say... Like, it is easy to maintain a sense of exactly how far apart things are and stuff. That film makes such good use of the, like, realities of the parameters of the train. Because it shows you the whole thing right off the bat. Like, as soon when they get on the train, it's this great, long, just like, single take walking through the train. It shows you the set. It shows you all of the players. It just lays out all of the tools that it's going to use to make the story, and you still, like, don't have any idea of what the final shape is going to be until the very end, which I think is really cool. Like, it shows you all the pieces and then builds, like, a completely different puzzle out of it. Also, the costumes are really good.
And the costumes are just so fucking great.
Everybody looks so good in that movie.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
What a cast.
I have always wondered, like, that great shot of everybody towards the end of the movie that's kind of like that Last Supper setup.
Yeah, the like, one where you're just like, you just fucking, who came up with that? Because that is just balls to the wall, and I admire the fuck out of it.
It's so good. And I like saw that knowing what the twist was, and
nice.
and felt like, and went like, oh, holy shit, in that moment when I saw it with Leia, who also didn't know the twist to it. So it's really interesting that I don't know what that would be like for somebody who hasn't seen it, but sounds like
it's unreal. But, you
know,
even
it was
almost even more punchy than that moment is after, like, right in the fucking spoilers for Murder on the Orient Express. I guess
it came out like 3 years.
It came out like 3 years ago.
So, but
you should watch it. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, you should. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's great. Also, like, go watch it and come back.
Plug your ears for the next.
The
5
spoiler
minutes,
the spoiler itself has also been around since like the 1940s.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, I somehow managed to avoid it, so maybe you all did too.
Yeah, exactly.
But really, there's the shot where it is on the other side of the train. And Poirot gets off the train, and you just see his, and you're like, it's like the camera's like down so you can see his feet, and then you see his overcoat drop and start to trail on the ground as he walks by. And every single frame of this movie that he's in up until this point has done an incredible job of setting him up as the most, like, particular and fastidious person you can imagine. A place for everything and everything in its place. He's never less than, like, perfectly pressed and perfectly put together. Everything he does is incredibly deliberate. And when you see that coat hit the ground and start to drag, it, like, immediately tells you how much everything's gone to shit. And it's, like, it's so subtle, but it's so dramatic. And I'm like, I just remember actually thinking, like, I IRL gasped when it happened in the theater the first time. And then I just had this split second of, like, and you said Kenneth Branagh couldn't do subtle, fuck you. That's last episode. But also, it's great. And there's so many things about, like these locked room mysteries or contained space mysteries that, like, you do have to keep everything small because otherwise it just feels ridiculous. And so you learn how, like there's storytelling that forces and also empowers you to do a lot with a little. But it also means that, like, the really good ones fucking earn their big moments.
Speaking of Murder on the Orient Express and earning its moments, I've seen that movie many.
I've watched that movie like a lot of times.
Yeah, many a time. And that ending scene where he's looking at all of them and his hair is out of place and you see realization dawn over his face. And he says, like, none of you are killers. When I rewatched it, I started crying. I was like, I've seen this movie so many times. I know exactly what happens. And I was crying for a solid 10 minutes there.
Yeah, it's like the only movie that I can think of where they like show a murder happening and I get like a bit emotional. In like a positive way.
Yeah, and I cried while it was happening.
Yeah.
And it was like it's an emotional release. It is cathartic to watch. God, what a
that is an interesting one where so often the catharsis comes from the crime, like, oh, we solved the crime and like you did it and the murder has been unmasked and you're gonna get what was coming to you, like now justice can be served. And like Murder on the Orient Express is the catharsis comes from the exact opposite, and it's really fucking good.
Which because there is no justice.
Yes, the miscarriage of justice has the official attempt at justice has already miscarried so wildly that like you need something else. I just want to go watch Murder on the Orient Express now.
Think about it. Yeah. Oh god. Something else I really liked about that movie, and I was talking to Leia about this is the first movie in this series. But it's not an introduction to. I mean, it's this filmgoer's introduction to Poirot if you've not interacted with it at all. But it's not the beginning of his career. Yeah. Poirot has had a long and storied career before this movie began that he has tried to take a break from.
Yeah.
And this mystery is a break in the norm of his long and storied career. But you never feel like you're missing out on something. Like there's never a moment where you're like, oh god, I wish there was another movie here that I had seen.
Right, because he does such a good job of establishing who that character is throughout, and kind of in that beginning sequence as well. Like, here's what he's like when he usually solves a case, and look how well it goes, and then which is a good little addition.
Yeah. And then you get to compare it to the end of the movie, and it's just so starkly different.
That movie achieves a lot in without ever feeling like there's too much going on.
Yeah,
like, because once again, like with most things, but I feel especially with things like murder mysteries, pacing is everything. You could destroy a good murder mystery if you pace it wrong. Yeah, absolutely.
You could either get bored, or it could be like, I'm lost. You've lost me somewhere.
Yeah. Oh my god, I just opened my mouth to bring up BBC Sherlock. And you know what?
Oh no.
I'm closing my mouth.
No.
I did my time, 13 years of it in Azkaban with that fucking fandom, and I just, nope.
No.
There it is. There's the acknowledgement that the Sneeple lived through the Sherlock stuff.
Let Andrew Scott be free, and let him play Sexy Chris on Fleabag. Let him live.
Let him do literally anything else.
Yep.
Let him escape.
Yep.
I love Andrew Scott.
We love Andrew Scott.
Memorandum on that.
And that's that on
He's
that.
Very, very talented.
While we're moving out for Murder on the Orient Express, really quick, I just want to say I have an unusual double feature for this episode. And it's the one that I did, which is we went to go see Knives Out, and then the next morning we watched Murder on the Orient Express.
Nice!
And that was a really good pairing, actually.
Oh, that's really fun.
Because they're both like independent. The main like investigator are independent investigators. Both of them are like outsiders to the culture they are investigating the mystery in. They're both. I think Helena, you drew some comparisons between the two of them.
Yeah, well, I think I can't remember
Blanc and Poirot.
Yeah, I can't remember if Rian Johnson has said this openly. I think he has, but the character that Daniel Craig plays in Knives Out, Benoit Blanc, is like a Hercule Poirot XB character. This sort of, which I thought, the more I thought about it, the more kind of brilliant it seems to me, without spoiling too much. It's like he's kind of part of the one of the quirks about Poirot's character is that he, you know, kind of talks like Van Helsing does in the Dracula book, that kind of stereotype of how a continental European speaks, like with certain words reversed and everything like that. Like he is very fastidious in his sentences, and then the certain words he uses, and sometimes Poirot talks in a way that is unusual and sort of elaborate because he is not speaking a language which is his own and dealing with a very complicated, like his
third or fourth language or something.
Yeah. And that's something that they did in Knives Out with Benoit Blanc. And it's not that he's speaking English and they're all speaking English, but his euphemisms and metaphors and the way that he talks is so flowery and sometimes borderline incomprehensible that they're all just like, at certain points of the movie, they're just like, what are you talking about?
I just like, fucking remember.
Why can't you see it? Why can't you see it? And it's just beautiful.
God, I cannot fucking wait to
so
I'm tempted to just be like, I'll tap out and y'all should talk about Knives Out now.
Are we
should probably wrap up soon, roughly soon.
Yeah.
So we're roughly like an hour and 10 minutes in, so we could talk about it for like another 10 minutes or something.
In that case, beloved listeners and my two best friends in the whole fucking world, I will say goodnight. Y'all talk about Knives Out. Nights out.
We'll do.
Knives out. Knives early.
Nights out.
Have fun with knives early.
Nights out.
Jets out. Butts out. Knives out. Sweaters out.
All right, love you. Bye.
Love you.
Yeah, so beloved listeners, if you have not seen Knives Out yet and you would like to, we're going to talk about Knives Out and then we're going to close out the episode. So just come back. Just come back after you've seen it. You can listen to the end of the episode. I promise you're not going to miss out on anything.
Or just like tap out now and like all you'll miss is us saying goodbye to you and offering you money or something like that, and
whatever.
Telling you that you only miss winning the lottery. No, you'll be fine.
No. Yeah, you're not going to miss any other discussion except for Knives Out stuff, we promise. So you can tap out now, and we will you will listen to us later after you've seen it, because hopefully you go see it.
Please.
And then for those of you sexy folks who are sticking around because you saw it or you don't care, welcome to Knives Out Chat 2K19.
Welcome to Knives Out Town.
Knives Out Town. Was that movie fucking good or what?
It was so good.
God.
It was so enjoyable. I had such a wonderful time. Yeah. That's pretty much Chris Evans, sweater, Daniel Craig.
Sexy.
Voice.
Sexy.
Everything good. Great production design. Costumes, great. Yeah. Great performances.
I loved...
So funny.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it.
Yeah. Scott, it was really funny. Which I wasn't like fully expecting, but it was a nice break that so we went to go see it the first night of the pre-release showings. So it was the four of us and a pretty big crowd of folks, and it was the like pre-release kind of showing where people are very chatty, and it was so much fucking fun. Mm-hmm. Who was that fucking guy?
Oh my god, my best friend.
Fucking Daniel Craig's accent. It was so funny.
I also really liked the guy in the audience who was sitting in the back row to our right, who at one point in the movie, I won't say which, well, I guess if we're in spoiler territory.
This is the spoiler zone, so it doesn't matter, yeah.
When, What's-Her-Bucket, the young girl's character, was on the phone with the main character, and she was like, you're not, like, gonna take the money, are you? And she's like, I can't not go to college, and she's like, no, like, I'll take care of you because you've been really nice to me. And then she basically just like hears that and then like hangs up on her in the middle of a sentence, and this person and everybody in the audience was kind of just like and the guy in the back row was just like, wow. Right, so loudly, and we were all like friend, yeah, wow, she really did that.
The couple of folks in front of us too were also just so funny.
They were so into it. They kept
saying like the exact shit that we were saying, and it was great.
Yeah, there was one point where she was like, I don't know if I should use this money to like help them and like take care of them. Like, I really feel I should do something, and I feel like it's isn't it my responsibility to do something? And everyone was like, no. Like, every question she was asking is like, no,
yeah,
no, you're too
we
kind.
Were all like, no,
no, it's
girl,
not.
Stop.
You don't owe them anything.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, it was very enjoyable. Very great opening sequence. Very great ending sequence.
Oh God. Yeah, literally, I leaned over to Leia laid over to me in the opening scene, where it's that frame of the trees and the classical music and the dogs running from left to right. It was this perfect still shot, and I was sitting here thinking, like, well, fuck, I'm gonna own this movie, aren't I? And Leia leaned over to me and was like, I can't believe I'm gonna own this movie on Blu-ray, and I was like, I know. I know. It was great. I also loved that, like, Leia and I were talking about it, but Leo and I don't know if you and Leo were discussing theories, but like Leo and I and Leia and I were sitting there like, what the fuck is that? Like trying to piece together the mystery.
Oh no, because I don't do that.
Oh yeah,
I turned off that part of my brain. But there was, Leia did lean over to me at one point because you guys were like talking about something, and I was like, what is going on over there?
Discussion about what was going on,
and Leia was like, oh, I think that he did it on purpose, and like, which is kind of a version of what happens ish.
Yeah,
but
it
really
wasn't quite what happened. Yeah,
and I was like, oh yeah, I also had that thought early on, like when it was happening. Like, I wonder if he's doing this on purpose, but
that didn't even fucking occur to me until Leia said something.
But,
I liked how that movie had so many different versions of the truth, so every time you were like, oh, I know exactly how this... I was disappointed. I thought I was disappointed at the beginning when you were like, oh, I know exactly... There's no mystery anymore. It's not a mystery. It's like a thrill, like a drama.
Right.
And then the movie was like, just kidding, that wasn't the version of the truth that you thought it was, and you were like, oh shit, wait, what?
That
it kept building on, like, because you saw it all from I'm so bad with names.
Her character's name?
Ana de Armas. Marta. We basically, the whole movie's from Marta's perspective, and so we know the truth as she knows the truth. But she thinks she has the whole truth, and she absolutely does not. And so it was so rewarding to learn that truth with her. I also liked the fact that the movie was not from the investigator. It was not from Blanc's perspective. Like, he's the investigator, but you don't really ever know what he's thinking about. Like, if he externalizes, then you kind of get an idea. But if he doesn't, then, like, you don't fucking know. And she's like, when did you find out that I was involved? And he was like, oh, I literally knew from the second I met you. And you're like, what the fuck?
Like, you bastard. I
spent this whole movie being like, God, I hope he doesn't catch her. And he was like, oh, I knew from the fucking beginning. Bitch,
it was nice though that I love that. I love that it kind of, oh God, I hate to use this word in relation to a Rian Johnson movie, but subverted how instead of, God, it's so freeing to people to talk about this without worrying about spoiling it. How their dynamic was not one of like, oh, he knows that she's lying and she knows that like she has to keep this a secret, and being this one of like tension and mistrust. Instead it was this one of like, he trusts her and thinks that she's a good person, even though it turns out that he's like known that she was lying to him the whole time. But instead of like making her squirm, he's like, here, like, you can come with me because I trust you and help me solve this mystery, or like come with me and be my Watson and be on my side, because
which was fucking cute.
I really trust your judgment. And she was like, well, okay. I mean, I guess he was kind of fucking with her a little bit by doing that, because he was making her retrace and look at all of her mistakes that she made
from the fucking start.
Yeah. But it was still really sweet. He was just like, you're the only person on this goddamn earth that I trust. And that's the hard truth of the matter.
Yeah, their relationship was so great.
Yeah.
They were they were both just fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
And they complemented each other very well. And it was their like weird Watson Holmes relationship, which was also her being like, please don't fucking catch me, and he was like, I already know it wasn't you.
Relax.
Like, I ruled you out because I know you were involved, and I took that and then figured out that it wasn't you. Like, it was just so good.
God, I love a man.
I love a man. Also, he kept wearing glasses, and it was a problem for me.
It was very bad. It was a very bad
The
thing.
last scene where he had his sleeves rolled up and his tie was tucked into his shirt and he was wearing suspenders and I was gay.
The fact that he can still be, like, sexy while talking in that ridiculous Foghorn Leghorn dialect is just absolutely astounding, and I really
out of control.
Really applaud him for that.
Oof, that first minute where he started talking, I was like, I can't do a whole movie of this. He pulled it together, but I was like, oh god.
Let him live.
We can't.
I'm so happy.
Can't, Daniel.
Like, letting Daniel Craig and Chris Evans do some, like, acting.
Just some fucking shit.
And have some fun, and it's just so refreshing and wonderful.
There was, everybody in that movie was pretty solid. Some people didn't, obviously, like, they weren't really as active as of characters.
In it as much,
But there wasn't anyone in that movie who I thought, like, man, you're really not stepping it up, huh?
Right.
Everyone was relatively solid.
Don Johnson's character, the Jamie Lee Curtis's husband, Chris Evans' dad. Oh my god. He was so disgusting. But, like, also in possession of the biggest burn in the entire movie when he... The fact that he, like, later after this ends up being a Trump supporter, and he's the one character in this movie to be, like, make a Hamilton reference is just so terrible and embarrassing. I was like, oh my god.
Isn't he the one also who, they were talking about the youngest kid, and he was just like, he's a fucking Nazi?
He's a fucking Nazi. The Nazi child.
Was that him or was it?
I think it may have been.
I don't remember.
I can't remember if it was him.
That shot was pretty quick, so I don't remember. It was one of the men.
It's like on the interview because I think it was him because Michael Shannon is that character's dad.
Is that kid's dad?
Yeah, I think it's the daughter who, like, Meg, who keeps calling him like an alt-right troll or whatever.
Right, yeah.
And
no, she doesn't explicitly call him a Nazi, but Don Johnson's like, he's a fucking Nazi.
He's a Nazi. The kid's a Nazi.
Oh, yeah, and then he turns around and, you can't fucking... this movie is all about, you can't fucking trust the rich.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's a very, it is a very of this moment type of movie, which I think it's interesting because you don't necessarily have to make that choice with murder mysteries, and he chose to make it right because, like, I feel like he does that with Rian Johnson. I mean, with a lot of his projects, where he could just do one straight thing, like he could just do a heist movie, he could just do a Star Wars movie, he could just do a film noir, but he's like, no, I want to do this too on top of that, and they're like, okay. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. I just think that perhaps of all of his movies, actually, I just think it worked really well with this one. The best, I think.
Yeah. I knew I was going to like this movie when I saw the trailer. I just was like, you know what? This movie might be garbage, but it's just the kind of thing I know I enjoy. But it turned out to be, like, good.
Yeah.
Which, like, thank fucking God. I was like, I'm not going to be able to defend this if it's bad, but I don't have to.
No.
Because it's good, actually.
It's good.
Oh, yeah. Man.
Anyway, Knives Out, good.
Think about it. Knives Out. Knives Out, so good.
That's a really positive note that I feel like I feel okay ending on that. If that's just like one little
for sure.
pithy thing we want to wrap up this episode on. We kind of went to a lot of places, a lot of different territories.
Yeah, a lot of places I wasn't expecting that we were going to go.
Yeah.
But no, it was all good shit. Knives Out was the kind of murder mystery movie that made me want to talk about murder mysteries, that made me want to watch more, that made me, like, it reminded me of why I love this genre so much, which was, like, pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. Love movies that make you remember why you love movies.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, I need to see Parasite.
Anyway, speaking of Parasite, no, in general, Knives Out also. Yeah, movie's good. Movie's good.
This is going to be an interesting round for the Oscars this year, I think. There was some really great shit that came out, and I'm really interested to see when the noms come out, like, what makes the cut and what doesn't. Because at this point, I don't really have a clue about how it's all going to shake out. Man. So I'm interested to see in the upcoming months kind of how everything looks.
I have been listening, shout out to the Vanity Fair Oscar podcast, Little Gold Men, which I have been catching up on for the past several days. And, like, my brain is, like, full of, like, Oscar thinky thoughts, like what's going to happen. It's going to be very interesting. I still haven't seen a lot of the movies that I think are going to be in contention, like particularly ones like I'm really excited about, like Little Women and Marriage Story and like all of this other stuff. I will not be able to see Portrait of a Lady on Fire, it looks like, until 2020, which really makes me upset. I believe it will be in contention for this year's Oscars, though.
That's what I was just wondering, actually. Is it going to be... Because it made the festival circuits this year.
Yeah,
but it won't be available for more wide release until 2020. So I wonder if it'll be where it'll drop.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. I from what it seems, it doesn't seem like its chances are very high from what people are predicting because it hasn't gotten a wide release yet. But I think that, you know, if the distributors really think like that's the best idea, the like plan for, you know, the most people possible seeing this movie, then they can do whatever the fuck they want, and like Oscars don't matter at the end, obviously. But I'd also would really like to see it, you know, kick some ass at the award ceremonies. But
yeah,
you know,
everything I've heard about it has been real good. I'm really excited to see it myself. So I hope that it is for, man, I mean, if it's 2019, it's going to be not great because it's not have a wide release. But if it's 2020, it's going to suffer the issue of having come out so early in the year. So
yeah.
I think either way, it's in its tricky position.
Yeah, I think it will be eligible. It will just be in the awkward situation where a lot of us haven't been able to see it because it is coming out for a week in New York and Los Angeles, which makes me feel like they are pushing it for some Oscar consideration, but not for wide release for all of us.
But I think like February
to see. Yeah, February.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I can wait. It'll be worth it. Yeah. I'm sure.
Oh, God, I'm so excited for it to come to wide release.
Very excited. Not excited about Cats, though. Oh, well.
God, I'm not fucking excited about Cats.
I'm not fucking excited about... Hey! Ben, producer
Hey, Ben!
Since you listen to these, I presume, he
does, as far as I know.
I don't actually want to go see Cats in theaters with you or with anybody else, even by myself. I'm so sorry that you thought you were being forced into a blood pact to go see this movie with me, stoned or otherwise. I have no intention of going to see this movie in theaters. I feel like I would literally see my own death approaching me. I will watch it. I will fucking stream it or something. I will find a way to watch it if it is nominated for some fucking God forbid visual effects
I can't imagine
Oscar.
Stop. Don't.
Well,
you
never
Take
know.
It back. Take it back.
I would love for that not to be true, but Oscar-winning film Suicide Squad stands attention. So in that case, yes, I will force myself to watch it, but I'm not actually expecting you to suffer in such a profound and lasting way with me. I would never ask that of you, and I'm so sorry that you thought that was true. So you're free from your blood pact. And I was going to tell you in a private message on Twitter, but I guess this is a better way of doing it.
This public forum that goes up on the internet for all of our friends to hear.
Oh, God. Anyway, should I do the outro?
Yeah, I just realized that we're already talking about the Oscars, and that's how I know that we have a movie podcast. We're movie people. It's fucking November, and we were like, look, I wonder what the Oscars are going to look like next year.
It's award season.
No, we've made it, baby.
You gotta prepare.
This is it.
Oh
boy,
this is the
I'm gonna have to make charts. Charts next year.
Oh God, we're gonna have predictions all over again.
Oh God, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about that.
Anyway,
it's fine. We'll be better prepared for it this year.
As a soothing balm to you, the Oscar talk instead, here is our outro. Thanks for hanging out with us here on Sneakle at the Movies from the Infinity Break Network. Check out infinitybreak.net for more awesome content, and come hit us up on Twitter at people_snake, or shoot us an email at sneakleatthemovies@gmail.com. Our amazing music was done by Johnny Ronaldo, who you can find at Johnny Ronaldo on Twitter. Our snooper, It's why we put SN in front of everything, because we're snake people.
Yeah.
Our super snazzy logo was designed by Bethany Luthold. You can check her out at bethanyluthold.wixsite.com. If you've got a subject you want to hear us talk about, a movie you absolutely think we need to see, or a cozy mystery series to get us through the winter, come say hello. Also, if you can, please leave a review on iTunes and share the show with any friends who you think would enjoy it. Anyway, still in this, we're almost at like the year mark, which is insane and weird, but
yeah, I
we're
know.
still...
We have to start planning our 1 year anniversary episode.
Oh, but we know what it's going to be. Right?
We do.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
Spoilers. But anything still on these early days, we're still technically early days yet, and anything you can do to spread the news will really help us a lot, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much to those of you who have left reviews. And as always, thank you for listening, and we'll see you at the movies.